Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to Wasteland Talks, my weekly talk show where I talk about whatever the hell I want. And welcome to episode 150, wow. And this is coming out on my birthday, my 33rd birthday, and I'm very close to having 2,000 subscribers too. So all of this came together and made me think, well, I should just do another Ask Your Wasteland Reviewer. And I have 21 questions. And most of them are from my friend Patrice. Thank you, Patrice. Probably like a third of them. But,
love that.
And this is my 15th time doing a show like this. So hopefully you find some interesting questions for me to answer here. But joining me is my wife, Jess, who will be throwing those questions at me.
Okay. First question.
You could have said hello.
Hello, hi. It's me. I'm Jess.
now you can get to the questions.
All right. I feel like people should be familiar with me by now.
I introduce myself at the beginning of every episode. I'm in every video.
Yeah, but you're better at this.
Go ahead, Jess.
All right. First question from... Should I read who it's from?
Sure.
Carolyn.
Friend of the show.
What impact do you think advancements in movie distribution/streaming have had on the process of movie creation itself?
I think at this point, because of streaming, a lot of films have turned into like, we need to just get quick shit out there. Mm. And you can definitely tell a lot of streaming films feel like they probably wrote this in a day
like
or two.
B and C movies.
And it's just like, we just need content. Mm. And you could definitely tell that like, there's a lot of films that don't feel like they were ever meant to be put into a theater because they were probably going to be straight to streaming. And I feel like that takes away from like the cinematic elements of the filmmaking process, and it frustrates me. Mm-hmm. Where you look at a film and you're like, this is this glossed over sitcom looking film that they probably were just going to dump on Prime anyway, or Peacock, or Max, or Netflix, and it's frustrating because film is an art form. And you should put some artistry into it. And so many films just feel blah because of it. And there's just so many damn movies. Like, there's probably 1,500, 2,000 movies that come out every year. Yeah. Just insane amount. And those are just the ones that wind up on VOD or in theaters or on streaming. So, unfortunately, I think it's had a bad impact on things. Definitely, we've definitely gotten back to like more conveyor belt kind of feeling of things. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
it's 100 Floors of Fright, and they're not all going to be a winner.
Any questions?
All right, next question from Kevin. What's a movie you greatly enjoy from a genre that you don't normally enjoy?
So, Kevin of the Movie Club. So you've seen Kevin before on here. I'm not the biggest romance film fan, so Brooklyn is definitely there. I love Brooklyn. I love Saoirse Ronan. She is great. She is so fantastic as Ailish. Her immigrant story is impactful. And then I really care about both relationships that she develops with, Tony and then Irish guy.
Tom?
Donald Gleason.
I want to say his name is Tom.
And Emery Cohen plays Tony. Definitely not a paisan. But he sells it well. So, he does a fine job. But no, I think that film is so beautiful and so tender and impactful. But it doesn't pull punches. Like, it looks at challenging themes and ideas in a really impactful way, too. But yeah, I'm not the biggest film romance fan. I am a romantic, just ask Jess.
Yeah, he's way more than me.
I'm the romantic of the relationship. But no, Brooklyn is definitely a romance that I love.
It's because you're a water sign and I'm not. All right. Paige.
You know Paige.
If you had to live in any movie universe, which movie universe would you pick?
Now, for the excitement of it all, I feel like... Actually, this is just a lie. I want to live in Middle-earth. Like, wow. Come on.
I would do so good in Middle-earth with all my random skills. Not that the question was for me, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel like I'd want to be a dwarf. For sure. I'd be a large dwarf.
Probably end up a bitch-ass elf.
You do have an elf vibe.
I
feel like...
I've been told that.
You look like an elf, but I feel like you would be more of a hobbit. I feel you would certainly fit in better as a halfling.
Hobbit coded?
Yes.
I do love
for sure.
Food and soups.
I'd probably also be a
foraging.
hobbit. I already have the feet for it.
He does.
And I don't like to leave my hobbit hole. As long as there's a cinema in my local shire, I'll be perfectly happy.
Someone asked me what my ideal home would look like, and I was like catering it to you, and they're like, "It doesn't have to be about your husband." I'm like, no.
Sausages.
Ended up on a mountain with a cinema like right down the road. Okay. Amy.
Yes, one of my coworkers and colleagues, and thank you so much for sending in a question.
Amy has asked, which movie or movies has or have left you most pensive / ruminative long after watching, whether it be about the plot, the ending, or any of the content in between? What was it about that movie that, quote-unquote, stuck with you long after seeing it? You can tell she's an English major. It's not a bad thing. I had to think about that word. Ruminative?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, for sure.
Oh, yeah, you do bring that up.
That movie, gets me so hot and bothered because of just the horrible things that go on screen.
Yeah.
Like the climax with what happens to one of the characters because of the reckless behavior of the so-called authority in the space. That movie just has me sitting there fuming afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
At everything that transpired throughout this film, the control, the arrogance of it all. And also, it's also challenging to think about, too, because, the more I watch it, the more you realize just, how bad of a person McMurphy is, too. And it's just, you're stuck in this strange place watching this film, and really the moral high ground of this is Chief, and this is all about Chief to begin with if you actually read the book. But it is a very interesting and compelling film in terms of the actions of the characters that will have you thinking about, how did this even ever come about? And how could this even be, how could Nurse Ratched get away with this kind of stuff?
Oh, I believe it.
And then thinking about the system that we have that has created Nurse Ratched, or at least enabled her, and it's just
I've worked with Nurse Ratched type people.
And it's all there.
It's deeply disturbing. Yeah, my mom, who is a nurse, I think one of the reasons she doesn't really like that movie is because she's also worked with Nurse Ratched type characters.
It is frustrating.
And she worked in the ICU with really critically ill people. But yeah, no, it's But
yes, thank you, Amy. Thoughtful question, as always.
Mike Hilty asks, favorite movie poster for Not a Great Movie?
Thank you, Mike, our fearless leader of the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. Oh, this is... So many movie posters are bad. They're just all the same, symmetrically placing faces around and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think of movie posters that I really love but absolutely hate the movie for.
Vampire's Kiss.
It's just
the Wicker Man, maybe?
I'm trying to think great movie posters that, because obviously I'm looking around my room I have movie posters for movies that I hate or think are bad movies, but I feel Jess is pulling up the Wicker Man, and it's all the original Wicker Man,
which Shane does Oh no, never mind. They're not. They're not very good.
Well, I would give you credit for. It's a pretty. I'm gonna steal Jess's because she came up with a better answer. But the Wicker Man one.
I was finding redesigned ones that are pretty good.
With Nick Cage's face and this little girl splitting it. It looks really eerie and creepy.
He's looking off to the side.
Actually, you know what?
Perhaps a hint to being redirected.
Okay,
13
so
Ghosts is a good one.
the poster of 13 Ghosts, which is this collage of creepy faces that make a face, except that movie's trash. But, like,
Ghost Ship was pretty good, too.
A lot of horror movies have cool posters and shit movies.
Oh, yeah, so. Look at it. I mean, this was peak 2002.
Yeah, that was the same time, too. The Ghost Ship poster is really cool.
I love ships, so, you know, I'm in for it.
The first, 10 minutes of Ghost Ship are amazing, too, and then it just turns into crap. But there you go, Mike. Those are some fun ones.
See Evil. I didn't even notice there's a pun on it. That's even more scary than the movie itself. All right, Foster. If you were to... Adam Ritchie.
Wow.
Please accept my sincerest apologies.
Well, we'll take Jess's apology down under, where my friend Adam is from.
As long as everybody in Australia is impressed I know about Mac.
Adam is very much a friend of the show and frequent collaborator. So what's Adam's question?
What film are you most looking forward to in 2025 so far?
This is going to sound real simple and easy, but I am really hurting for another Marvel movie at this point. Because I am a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm a big Captain America fan. And I really want to see what Brave New World turns out to be like. Fantastic Four was a close one, too.
Maybe we'll finally get one.
Get a good one. I want to see Red Hulk. Right. I want to see The Leader. Tim Blake Nelson back and everything. So I'm very excited for Captain America Brave New World.
I want to see Harrison Ford in interviews not giving good shit. It's my favorite character.
There you go.
Alright, Foster. If you were to do Welcome with the Wasteland with actors instead of directors, who's the first actor you would pick? Is it Mel Gibson?
No.
Oh. Intriguing.
I'm trying, I would pick John, I love John Goodman.
That's a good pick.
But, some of his performances are so small because, he's obviously a character actor. John Goodman would definitely be one of them that I would want to do. I feel like probably the most interesting and fun one to do right off the bat would be Jeff Bridges.
You just buttering up to me.
He has a lot of leading roles.
Yeah.
And also very interesting, diverse palette of different kinds of films.
You see his whole butt in Starman.
So I would probably pick Jeff Bridges. I think that would be a really fun way to start. Because, Charlton Heston and, George C. Scott would be also up there for, older actors. But I feel like Jeff Bridges would be a fun way to start, for sure. I would have to watch, what was that? R.I.P.D.
Oh, R.I.P. Yeah, Rest in Peace Department or whatever. Okay.
And The Seventh Son. That took, 6 years to get off the shelf and actually release. But not everybody has nobody has a perfect career.
Sometimes you just want a little cash injection.
There you go.
Foster also would like to know best performance by an animal in a movie. It's Nick Cage and Vampire's Kiss.
Best performance by an animal.
Do Muppets count?
Animal?
I mean, they're all animals, but...
Well, specifically, Foster didn't specify. I feel like best performance by an animal in a movie, I would probably go with... that horse from Neverending Story.
Oh, Artax. One Love.
I'm gonna get upset just thinking about that poor horse dying. But in those moments, the fear and everything of the horse.
I mean, I'm sure that horse was legitimately afraid.
Yeah, probably because they probably did
spook.
Actual shit to that horse.
They also were pretty. I mean, paper bags in the wind will freak them out. So.
Definitely up there, though.
I'm going to say the horse in Hidalgo.
But I'm also going to say 1B is the cat from Alien.
Jones.
Jones, yes.
Oh my God.
The way that cat just looks at the screen while Harry Dean Stanton's obviously being mutilated to death.
That cat knows.
That cat knows.
I also like how he immediately leaves as soon as shit starts going down. He's like, okay, guys, bye. See you in the finale.
There you go.
Okay, good question. Foster, again. Wow, Foster, trying to make us all look bad. Have you ever watched a new release and decided not to post a YouTube review for it? If yes, what movies? If no, is there anything that would make you not want to review it? You've done ones that, like, you weren't sure is a feature film or like the Beyonce.
Well, that's the thing. I generally do, if it's a new release and I watch it, I usually do a review. Mm-hmm. Unless, like, I was not in a great state of mind while watching it or post-watching it, and then I just got overwhelmed. It's usually, like, if I was sick or something like that. But generally, I don't. Like, unless, like, I really don't have anything to contribute in terms of the conversation. Because there's some movies where I'm just like, how am I going to talk at least? Because, like, I always try to make my reviews at least 3 minutes. But, like, unless it's a short film, there's not as much to talk about.
Longer than the film itself.
But I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, what the hell could I say about this? I have, like, nothing to contribute. Those are the worst, because, like, at least if it's, like, really, really bad, I have a lot to say about it. But no, generally I try to put a review out. And also, a lot of the new releases that I watch because I got screeners. So, like, I'm definitely going to review it because people were very kind and sent me that movie to watch. But that is an interesting case, Foster, because there's sometimes I just don't want to.
Fair. John. Not sure which John. We know several Johns.
This is John from Sif Pop. Thank you, John.
Yeah, okay. Paige's husband, also a John.
Mm-hmm.
No, I shouldn't say that way. John from Sif Pop. What is the worst ending to an otherwise good film, and why is it Gangs of New York?
That honestly is up there, because that movie frustrates the hell out of me by the time I got to the ending of it. I think the one that I always like to go back to is The Wolverine. Because for 2/3 of that movie, that was a kick-ass, thrilling, really well-done film focusing on Wolverine in Japan. I feel like post him fighting Haruki Sanada's character in a very visceral fight, and then him getting all those arrows shot into him, the second he wakes up and they're in a frickin' room with a giant silver mech samurai and that damn toxin lady, Viper, I think that's the character's name. She should just not have been in the movie at all. It just jumps the shark, and it's just like, you just ruined 2/3 of a really awesome movie.
Oh.
That one's probably the one that frustrates me the most. Yeah, definitely the Wolverine.
Patrice has asked, if you could resurrect a canceled series, which one would it be?
I'm going to really try not to say Firefly.
No, spicy, feeling adventurous today. Are we, sir? It's that Squidward scene.
I do really love Firefly and wish that there was more Firefly. Glow. I want more Glow.
Wow, not the big door prize, Shane, for your beloved wife.
Oh my god, that one's still too fresh and frustrating for me to bring up. Because it has a giant cliffhanger of a second.
It's so good. I'm so sad.
So frustrating. But no, Glow. Because there totally should have been a 4th season of that show. And it's so frustrating that there wasn't. It's one of the best shows Netflix has ever created. F you, Netflix.
Did that to BoJack, too. Took him out back and shot him.
I obviously would want more BoJack, but I feel like BoJack at least had an ending.
Patrice would like to know, have you ever named a pet after a movie or TV character, and if so, which one? We do know the answer to that.
So our most recent cat's name was going to be Shorzy until Jess vetoed it. So I named him Murphy after RoboCop.
Yeah, he does not fit that personality at all. He's way more like Buster Bluth than he is RoboCop.
Hello, Mother. I'm with Lucille too now.
That's what he did. That's why he's sleeping on you now. Patrice would like to know, is there someone in the entertainment industry, living or past, that you would like to have a memoir or documentary on? Shane answered yes. Next question. No, I'm just kidding.
There are so many filmmakers I would love to see get some kind of documentary made about them. And I probably at this point would love a film about the Coen brothers and their experience, because I feel like they don't talk much, and like they don't do a whole lot of press and stuff like that for their stuff. I would find it very interesting to learn like what kind of Jewish upbringing that they had that led them to the career and the dynamic that they have, and I want to know about their process and stuff like that, because I love the Coens, and because I've like Scorsese has made plenty of film. Like Scorsese's out there and easy. I've watched a documentary about Stanley Kubrick before. I feel like the Coens are not far enough into their career where people are like making documentaries about them, and I don't know if they would want somebody to make a film about them.
True.
But I would be very interested to see a documentary about the Coen brothers.
Neat. Patrice asks, if you could attend any movie premiere, past or present, which would it be?
I want to go to the Ben-Hur premiere, because I would imagine that was a big-ass swanky...
At the theater in LA, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to go to like a Chinese theater premiere of Ben-Hur, just see Charlton Heston, just Chuck shaking hands and stuff like that. I feel like that would be really cool.
Joe T wants to know, since The Monkey is coming out, what short story would you like to see made, and who would you want to direct it?
That is fascinating. I want The Lottery. Directed by Robert Eggers. I feel like that would be demented and terrifying. Oh man, that's a good question, Joe. Joe of the Movie Club, and also Joey T. Cartoon P.
Joey T.
But no, definitely, because like it would be easy for me to pick another Stephen King short story, but The Lottery would be fascinating, because like it really is like this small contained story, and no, I would not want them to try to stretch that into a feature film. It's a short film. Robert Eggers, do it.
John would like to know, what is the worst movie to win the Academy Award for Best Picture?
That I've watched? Yep. Crash is definitely up there. Yeah, for sure.
Yikes.
Around the World in 80 Days win too. I just feel like there's some from back then where just like, what were you thinking? Like,
yeah.
I'm also very, like, I like Green Book a lot. That was just frustrating. No, you know what? I'm going to go with the easiest one. Screw Crash. Like, that should not have won Best. Yeah. That was just white guilt. That got Crash an Oscar for Best Picture.
Bad movie. I asked, fuck, marry, kill, Kubrick, George Miller, and Wes Anderson. I should have asked a better question. I have some regrets. I should have made this more movie themed instead of acting like it's a sleepover. We're married, so every night's a sleepover.
People could ask other stuff besides movies, but everybody just chooses to ask me movie stuff. I don't know how to... Like, if we're just talking about the people, definitely Kubrick has to go, because he was a menace to society.
You don't have to kill him. He killed himself through stress, probably.
I feel like...
Who's a better lover, Wes Anderson or George Miller?
I'd probably say George Miller, probably.
Good for him.
I feel like Wes Anderson's weird and quirky.
Maybe a better long-term partner.
I think George Miller would make. I would rather do both those things than George Miller.
Oh wow, Wes Anderson getting left out in the cold.
But the thing is, it's like.
I mean, if you pick fuck, you can just. It's just like a one and done.
Well, I would probably do that to Wes Anderson and probably feel not very satisfied. And then, because like George Miller's been married to his wife for a long time.
Do you think George Miller has long term?
He has lots. He has great long term prospects. He is a doctor, like, and like, I feel like he would be a much more interesting person to be with.
Fair.
There we go.
All right.
But no, 100% Kubrick's got to go.
All right.
Like, horrible human being.
Wes Anderson, marry George Miller, kill Stanley Kubrick.
Yep. There you go. Mike
Hilty wants to know what your favorite movie theater snack is beyond popcorn. Because you can't have popcorn. That's why I eat it in front of Shane like a power move.
The worst thing is... So, I'm going to go with the Bavarian Legend from AMC.
Oh.
That thing is a beast. And I haven't had one in a long time. And I'm definitely not.
It is a legend.
I'm definitely not having any time soon because I've ate way too much in the past couple days for my birthday, and I want to vomit thinking about food at the moment. But that Bavarian Legend is a beast, and it is a delicious pretzel.
Vinny Abaticola would like to know which 2024 release exceeded your expectations, and why was it Juror number 2?
I didn't think I was going to be a bad movie or anything like that.
Okay, well, mine is Juror number 2. I didn't expect one. Sorry. Clint Eastwood, you're old.
Now, sometimes... Oh, Wild Robot blew me the hell away. Oh my god, that movie.
It's a great one.
Loved it. It's in my top 10. I did not expect that. Like, I really liked the trailers, but like, I did not expect that.
Yeah, it took some twists and turns too. I cried a lot.
I was gonna say the hype around Robot Dreams and the wait. I was this better be great, and it was. But like, I did not expect Wild Robot to be as good as it was. So,
Patrice, we all know you have a time turner, but even so, do you ever watch anything in faster speeds?
I don't watch movies in faster speed. I don't watch TV shows in faster speed. But I do listen to all podcasts in 2 times speed. So
unless we're listening together and I make them not.
Yes. Yes. Some people's voices are a little hard to listen to on 2 times speed. And then others, honestly, it kind of helps. Sometimes, like, moving somebody's voice a little bit faster, it makes it a little bit more engaging.
We compromised on You Must Remember This. It's like 1.25.
It is 1.2 speed. So there you go.
All right. Last question from Patrice. You can only keep one streaming service. Which do you choose and why is it Max?
It is Max because Max is just objectively the best one because you have the HBO content, which is the best on television. You have some of the Max shows I really like Kite Man. I really can't wait to watch like Harley Quinn and stuff like that. The Sex Lives of College Girls is a really awesome show that I really like on Max. I don't really give a shit about any of the Discovery stuff, but like it is a selling point. Like if like you are into like all of that like HDTV, Food Network, all that kind of stuff, like it's there.
Sometimes
but you have all the Warner's releases. You have A24's releases are going straight to Max. You have Studio Ghibli. You have Criterion Collection. You have Turner Classic Movies. Like, it just has the best. It is the best, despite the fact that, like, David Zaslav is trying to kill everything Warner Brothers related, but the streaming service is still the best. For sure. But yeah.
That's it.
Those were all the questions. Thank you all for participating and sending in your questions. I really appreciate it. And also thank all of you for being a part of this 8.5-year journey that I've been on doing this, which is crazy. Doing this on my YouTube channel and this talk show, which was kind of like oh, I'm going to make another show to randomly have some, like, other things to talk about, have some flexibility with. And now I'm 150 episodes in, which is wild that I've been doing this talk show for 3 years. I did not expect that. And my 2 other shows, you know, we just recorded the 199th episode of Welcome to the Wasteland today.
Wow.
It just...
You told me that.
And my interview show, Lost in the Wasteland's up to 220 something. I just can't thank all of you enough for, you know, I know people watch these because there are views on it. So, which makes me very happy, and hopefully you all find my reviews helpful. You find these videos entertaining, at least to watch. I know Jess helps making them entertaining when we do videos together.
I'm just a little court jester here.
But, Jess, thank you as always for, you know, supporting me through all of this. Absolutely.
Of course.
And thank all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.